Well, hello there, friends and fellow Minecrafters. I am Star Fox, and we are here with my first world tour. And this is of my Polyworld Forever World, which is shortened to Polyworld Forever, which is a series on me building this very special world, starting with pre-classic and using the the different terrain generators as the game is developing to put together a unique type of world and bring that into the infinite world of Minecraft. And we got a long ways to go. But this is the world tour of the very first map. The one with the Steves running around like that one there. And this is map number 1. This is Polaris Prime. And the version of this is PC 132128, at least on Betacraft. I forget exactly which Ruby dung that is. Let me look that up here real quickly. So this is RD-132328. So Java Edition Pre-Classic. At this point, it was still called Cave Game. And if you pull this up in Betacraft, the Betacraft launcher, the window comes up as Game. So that's what that is. And we're looking at the name of Polaris Prime. This is the name of my map. And I've done a lot of work on this since the time that I had started, and a lot more than what you folks were seeing on the series. So, are you ready for it? Here it is. Yeah, I've gone back in. I've done a merge of 9 different worlds. And then I came back and I brought this one back into pre-classic and did a lot more work. I think for the most part I'm done. I've got so much. So let's go ahead and we'll go down here. This is our monorail station. And we'll take the staircase down here. We got multiple ways to go here. First of all, I've got these miniature statues here of a ghast, a villager. That one's hard to see because it's all in shade, but that is a witch. And then we have the creeper, the zombie, and a skeleton. And these are based off of blueprints that I found online. So some stuff are blueprints and other parts I made myself. So we'll go down over here into town. This is going to be a work site for villagers eventually when I bring them over here. It's got a skylight. You know, a couple workbenches, stuff like that. Little area here to work in. And then here is another work site. I think this was the library. I think, if I remember correctly, this is based off of the library blueprint, the original one. So you've got the bookcases like up here and down here. Then we have a little bit of a crossroad here, one that goes into a neighborhood. This here, okay, these little blocks here on the side, these are supposed to be lights. So eventually, you know, torches will go on here and it's going to light up the whole road and everything. And this here, I had originally planned for it to be a lamp of some sort, where the top of it would be like a glowstone or something. Which I know it takes a little bit away from the pre-classic but I wouldn't want to change it all too much. Although I am going to experiment with different types of copies and stuff. But we'll go this way here. I have a ziggurat here, which is a done as just a little house. And then you can see we got Mario. So I did pixel art too. So we only have cobblestone. I mean, you see grass, but you can't place grass. Grass only exists on one layer, and that's the layer that you're seeing. As you can see, anything above and anything below is going to be cobblestone. Cobblestone is really the only thing you have to work with. You can kind of work around the grass and make use of it, like what I did here. So these are trees. These are cobblestone trees that I made. I based them off of the typical. It's a lot of Steves over there. Off of the typical Minecraft trees that you would see nowadays. I took a chunk out of each end just to kind of give it a little bit of texture, I guess. So we got Mario over there and Yoshi. And this is a fountain of Steves, apparently. Yeah, they're not getting out of there. So this is supposed to be all filled up with water, and then you've got water coming from here. You've got water coming from the center, from all sides, all four sides. So this is just a big fountain that I built. This here is my Star Fox sign in reverse. This here is a road with a dividing line. I originally had this the other way around, to where I had it outlined, where I had dug in, and these were dug in, and it just, I don't know, something about it didn't seem right. So I went ahead with this. We have our guard towers over here. This is a pathway to a bridge that will lead into one of the other worlds. Right now it leads to the void. There would be, I think I was planning on putting water here. Either that, or I was going to put plants or something. So you've got a few things in here. This is a staircase going up. Will take you just to the top of this tower here. I have another one that's a bridge. But yeah, so you got the guard towers here. At all four corners, there's a beacon like this, or a very big, tall lamppost. On this world, I meant for that entire cube up there to be made of glowstone, which I think would look really cool on all four corners. And yes, there is a wall on the edge that goes all the way around. In addition to this moat, this world, this is intended for it to be filled with water. And then I had, this is in no particular order that I built these. I've got these two arrows that are pointing towards the center of town. Not necessarily the center of the map. And then once again, the little like light things that'll have torches on them. This is my cobblestone hinge. Not Stonehenge, but cobblestone hinge. And then I've got flowers as pixel art up here. And when we get to the next version, I'll be taking this world into the next version, which changes it all to stone, but it adds 3 more blocks to it. It adds stone, cobblestone, wood, and dirt. And so with that, I'll be able to make a flower of each one doing that. We have an inverted pyramid that actually goes down into the lower levels, and we'll talk about that. That'll be like one of the last things we talk about, because it's pretty deep. All right, and then this right here is the center. This is where it all started. The one here, this is the first place that I spawned. Right here where this marker is at. So this is my spawn marker of when I first started on this world. This is where I first showed up. And it wasn't on this particular version. The version was just before this one, that did not have any Steves running around. The second pre-classic version has all the Steves running around and everything. I had kind of like a different shape going on for each corner. So I had this square starter house shape here with pillars at the corner of each roof, which I had thought about doing netherrack on the top of each one and having it lit. So I thought that might be kind of cool. And then this is kind of like a town hall right here. Big windows, so you can come over here and look outside. Or in some cases with the Steves, they just kind of jump right through. I have the arch, and I've mentioned it in the Polyworld Forever series that there was an extra block here on the arch. I fixed it, so now it doesn't look so lopsided. And then once again, this is a bridge that will go off onto another map. So I've got these bridges on all four sides because this is meant to be surrounded on all four sides with another world. And we've got my Star Fox Hollywood sign, for lack of a better term. Kind of hard to see. I was debating on putting anything behind it because of it's hard to see it because everything is cobblestone. But it's like I didn't want to fill every single inch of space. Like obviously, I didn't want to put anything here because it would block the sign. But still, I wanted to be able to put enough stuff here in my world and not just like one little house and call it good. And now we're coming to the first neighborhood that I created here on this world. This is the old style large house that came later in Minecraft with the villages. So this here is a bed to a couple of end tables, but it was a large L-shaped house. That's what this is. And then I made these simple houses for villagers. This is where I kind of started. And then I have this well here for them, and I got Steves that get trapped in there too. And I expanded this neighborhood, and there's more houses down there towards the end. Also, that monorail was not there before. I started expanding that monorail system all across here and then over into the other maps as well. These are cobblestone trees. This is in honor of Classic 14A, which brought the trees for the first time in Minecraft. They were block shaped like this. And then there's another one that I call the plus trees because it adds a plus sign on the top. And I got those in here too. All right, so we got a farm here, water here, the farm plot, soil, whatever, would be here. And I did a apple to go over it. There's a windmill over here that I made. I watched a video on just making a simple, did I get the dimensions right on that? Yeah, I did. Just making a simple windmill, because I mean, it's just cobblestone, you know. I don't have any other, I don't have fences or stairs or anything like that, so I wanted to try to keep it as simple as possible. And there's no other levels in here or anything like that. Probably could add a level and have a second level or something, but I think it's okay the way it is. You get a little bit of dimension here around the lighthouse. We have the Atari logo. So I got the Atari clip art logo over here. Back behind these houses, we have some more farms that I did. These are for the villagers. Behind the well, we have a large farm that's split into 4 sections, and I have a hoe, a Minecraft hoe that floats above it. Got some more walkways. Here's some more neighborhoods. This over here is a shopping mall that's connected to the monorail. This here, these are kind of like the cash registers on your way out. And, or is this the cash register? Maybe this is the cash register here. And this over here is just, or whatever side I was on. It's just like, oh, you know, you go down an aisle and there's like things to buy, things up there. And we got the staircase. Here it is. Go up the staircase here. We got the next floor. You can look outside. Here's the monorail. Can put like a couple of things of water right there. That's supposed to be a window. You're not supposed to walk through this. You're supposed to walk through here. And you take the monorail and go down. And we have another floor. So this is the top floor of the mall. Gets a little bit smaller as you go up, but you know, there's still a few things that, you know, store-wise you can come up here and buy. And I've got an opening on both sides, and that's an original design. That's not from any blueprint. I'm not a master builder or designer or anything, but what I've learned just playing in pre-classic with just the cobblestone is that I have to think outside of the box, literally, and you know, not making the box houses, but trying to do something different shapes, different extrusions, different combinations. Like I did that the notch thing that goes around there. You know, if you can see that, how it's not smooth all the way up. I've got this little indentation that goes in there, and then down here it kind of extrudes a little bit. So, you know, doing different things like that. These are lampposts. right? There's supposed to be a light on this side, that side, all four sides, and it's all at all four corners. This little road that just kind of goes over here, just kind of leads up into this grass area where you got another farm. That's supposed to be a carrot up there. I thought about maybe putting something here, but you know what? Having this nice open space is kind of nice. So it's just a pathway, just kind of, you know, leading you up towards the back. This is not a road, it's a walkway. Then we have the other houses, the remainder of the neighborhood. And they're very simple. You come in here. Oh, some of these don't have furniture in them. I thought I put furniture in some of these. I try to mix it up a little bit. See, I got something on that one. And this is my Western section. If you don't recognize this is a bit of video game history here. This is from the Atari 2600 from a game called Outlaw. It's a two-player game where each player plays a cowboy and you basically try to shoot each other for points. And the first one that gets to like 10 points, 12 points or something wins. And so it's a fun game. And also from that same game are the cactus. So I've got a couple there. Then I kind of flipped it around, did it in a different direction, like over here. And there. When you walk around as that cowboy, you look like this cowboy right here. So they walk around looking like this, and then when they shoot, they look like that. When they get hit, they sit down. Which I had thought about having one in the shooting position and another one in the sitting position, and anyone that has played this game back during the Atari 2600 would totally get it. They would know exactly what happened. But I wanted the symmetry of one on each side, and also it makes it look like a draw. You know, you shoot first. No, you shoot first. You know, type of thing. So it could go either way, but I liked the symmetry better. But I had really thought about it. But maybe I'll repeat this on a different world where you will see one that's sitting on their butt because they were shot. This is a stagecoach, which is also from Outlaw, and I built it to scale. So that is the actual size compared to the cowboy. Got another farm over here. And also, I wasn't sure if I just felt if I made it regular size, it'd be too small and it would miss the whole point. I just wasn't sure about blocking the view of the pyramid, which this is here. A lot of this stuff I built in between episodes. So in the series, I will be getting to a point where I will return to pre-classic and be working on some more of this stuff. But then I just decided, instead of doing a whole lot of filming of the building, just to go ahead and do a lot. And it was a lot of work. I did a lot of work offline because I wanted to get this world done and, you know, be able to move on to the next one, which will be a stone version of this that's redecorated. Yeah, so this pyramid is from the first time that I was building. So those of you who have watched Polyworld Forever have already have seen me build this. This is the adventure corner. And once again, if you are an Atari 2600 fan, you know this game. You should know this game. This is a very historic game in history. These are not ducks. They kind of look like it, but they're not ducks. They are dragons. Adventure was one of the first maze games, one of the first games that had an Easter egg. This is the player right here. It's a square dot. That's a sword. I know it looks like an arrow. Think reverse. The long stem there is the sword. The hilt is the arrow part. So look at it in that respect. This dragon looks like a duck with a broken neck. It's actually killed. This one over here is stalking. He's about ready to attack. He's moving. The empty thing in the middle, that's basically his stomach, and so they try to eat you, and then you wind up being in the middle, and, well, you can't do anything else after that. This one here is attacking. That's why his mouth is open. Now, there was the world height is way up there. I can't go any further. The pyramid goes all the way to the top, and his tail, I did not have enough room down here. So what I did, because you can see how the tail on the two of them kind of curve around. This one, instead of doing that, I had it curve horizontal with the ground rather than perpendicular to it. So instead of it being two-dimensional, I gave it a little bit of a three-dimensional edge and had his tail just kind of wrap around this way. This is the original monorail that I showed building in Polyworld Forever. Went from that end all the way to that end before I extended it going that way, and this here going that way. Also added, that was not shown in the series later on, is a upside down pyramid. I figured, well, I got one going up, make one going down. Why not? That's before I started adding all this other stuff. And then I just got one idea after another, after another, after another, after another. This is my monolith here, kind of like 2001: A Space Odyssey. Then we have another neighborhood here. Once again, little lights and everything. So I got some cookie cutter houses here. They are reverse of each other, so you got a little bit of a patio here. Go inside. There's a bed off here to the side. A couple things in the corner. And then same thing here, just it's in reverse. There's the monolith. Here's the plus trees. Let me we'll go up here so you can see how there's a plus shape on the top. Those were the second trees that were created in Minecraft. That was 14, a classic 14_08A that those came in. And then after that in 15A were the trees that you commonly see now. Similar to that tree, that little tree farm. It wasn't really a farm, but park or whatever. So kind of like that. Whoops. Whoa, whoa. Place it there. So, oh, why is that? That's weird. Oh, that's why it's doing that. I still have a block up there. Yeah, so in this old version, when you left click, you place a block. Right click, you take it away like that. And I keep wanting to hit the left mouse button to destroy things. Notch changes the controls a few times, and it gets a little crazy. Okay, so this here is a tunnel which goes over there. We'll take this here in a moment. This is another 2600 reference. I thought the 2600 was a good thing to reference off of, because it's not like it had a whole lot of detail. The graphics, it was usually one or two colors or something. This is ET. And for those of you who played the Atari 2600, or you know your history, you know that E.T. was considered one of the worst games for the Atari 2600. It really was not that bad. There were definitely games worse than it. But for those who played it, you'll know the joke, right? And I don't mean the Steves. Yeah, they're all trapped in there. The E.T. over the hole. The joke, the humor is that there's an issue where E.T. will fall down a hole, and you get him to go up, his neck goes up, extends like it is there, and you'll try to get him out. Now, if you try to bring him off to the side, like here or over the other way, he'll just fall right back down in the hole. It's annoying as hell. You have to take him over to the right or to the left to get him out there before he falls in. It's really annoying. But as I said, I mean, the game really is not that bad. I mean, there are 2600 games that are just absolute trash compared to this one. I mean, is E.T. good? No. Is it like the worst game ever? No. I think the 2600 version of Pac-Man is worse than E.T., honestly, but that's my opinion. All right, so here's another one of the trees, like normal looking trees that I made, as opposed to the block ones or the plus trees. You can call those the 15A trees. We got another house here. And this is not exactly it is a cookie cutter house based off of a design that I came up with, but I changed things up. So like I'll change the roof, I'll change where the windows are placed, but it's basically the same shape. And you'll see that all throughout here. So you can see, like, I combined some of the windows. I did something a little different with the roof on this one. Hard to see from where we are, but you can see I did something a little different. You can see I did a few different things on different roofs there. That one's got a skylight on it. Some of them have porches, other ones don't. Behind here, it's got a pool. It's got a swimming pool with a diving board. This is the steps to get into the pool, and these are the ladders to get out. And then this is like the cool decking, you know, that goes around the pool itself. Up here we've got the faces of Minecraft. So, can you guess what these are? I'll let you take a look at it. Here's another farm plot. Take a look at them. One of them is obvious. We'll come back to this. Alright, so take a look at these and try to figure out what they all are. And then we'll come back here and we'll see how you did. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll take this little tunnel here. This was kind of like my first, like, sort of kind of mine shaft. I just made a tunnel just to kind of make a tunnel. When I was working with this, I wasn't quite too sure what to do, and I've noticed that there's a lot of YouTubers that would play the pre-classic and they wouldn't do very much because they kind of got bored. They didn't know what to do. And I wanted to push myself and really try to push my creativity and really do something with this world and not just a few things. So, but you know, I started off real simple at first, and then ideas just started coming to me, and they came after I started working on the 9 maps, and then I wanted to come back to this one because I just got more and more ideas, and I wanted to come back to this to work on it more. So this here goes down underneath to apartments, and like I said, that will be one of the last things that I show you. So we come this way, and we come up here, and this is inside of a cube that I created. And before there was no way in. Now there is. I made a doorway. I worked with the staircase a little bit. I made this thing to go around it as a kind of a guardrail, and I'm kind of treating this like a job site. A job site for villagers, a place for them to work. This is a fountain. We've got a farm here. Here's another cookie cutter house. Got a porch. Got another house over here. This is based off of the other design that you see over there. So this one here. And these are based on the other houses that I have over on the other side. Once again, I try something different with the roofs. Try to make each one just a little bit more different from the others. Like some will have like a shorter patio than others. Others will have the door moved to one side or in the center. Over here, let's start right here. And I changed this up a little bit too. This is the second spawn marker, marked with a number 2 over here. I expanded on this and kind of surrounded it. Try to make it look more interesting. There are benches on all 4 sides. So when I say second spawn marker, basically I used this map on 2 different versions. There was the first version that didn't have Steves, and then the second version which did have all the Steves that were introduced and running around and stuff. So when I started on the second version, this is where I spawned, right here. This is a religious monument of Steve. I was thinking of maybe making that look like my skin, but it's kind of hard to do with just cobblestone. But I can do Steve easily enough. He's not holding a sword, he's holding a torch. But this is a religious monument. The inhabitants here could be looking at him as the overseer or the supreme being, leader, whatever. And down here over on the sides, there's a place to sit down so you can think, ponder, pray, whatever. And I got one over here on the other side too. And I dug this down so that way I could get the full statue in here, because that goes all the way up to the top of the height map. So I dug down and just kind of, it wasn't really meant to be a religious thing. It just kind of turned into that. Then I've got a walkway and everything. There's the train station, the monorail station. We'll come back around here to the fountain. And we've got one of the original walkways here. This is the bridge tower. So there's one on each side. You come over here, and you've got a lookout tower. Maybe they take a toll or something from people passing through. I don't know. But it's a guard tower, and it's got a bridge that you can cross here. You know, so the guards can walk back and forth. You know, things like, you know, Skyrim, you know, like that first, it's got things on both sides and a bridge that connects over it. I've got the Minecraft tools up there. We got the sword, the pickaxe, the axe, and the shovel. The hoe is not here because the hoe was already used over a farm. And can you recognize this? I'll back up a little bit here. That's hard to tell what it was. It was hard to try to build because I didn't have colors to work with. That is Sonic the Hedgehog. So what I did is the black little outline that was used to highlight certain areas, I did a third layer and extended it outwards to be able to do that. So like there's his eyeballs. The whites of his eyes are just, you know, they're holed in there. It was a very tall statue, so I had to dig down to it. But I did it on both sides. I've got that three-dimensional thing going on both sides there. Another line of the monorail going off in this direction, and they all connect up to the other worlds that I created. I didn't show this. Come back here and you can see the name of the channel, Killer Cubes. And then I'm sure you saw this from a distance. Who doesn't know Pac-Man? So we got Pac-Man and we got the four ghosts. And here's that road that I showed you. It's the same road. It ends over there and it connects, goes this way and connects over there. This is a factory. This is an original design. It was flat along all four sides. I decided, yeah, let me get a little bit of three-dimensional texture going, so it just wasn't, you know, flat all the way around. So I took parts of it and extruded it outwards to, you know, make it look a little bit more interesting. This is a water tower. Use your imagination. You know, you got the water barrel thing here and the four little pillar things that are kind of holding on to it. I tried to look at some blueprints, but yeah, just with blocks and really nothing else to work with, this is kind of the best I could come up with. But you know, it works for me. So all right, and then in the factory we got two ways to go in here. We have like these are all like little office or work desks, or you know, whatever the case is. That's what all that is. And there's no second floor. I made those there. See if I can get a little higher up and kind of show you. So I kind of worked on getting two like little smokestacks going on there. Give you a look around again. There's Sonic. All right, let's whoops, go down here. Okay, we'll take our street, continue this way. This is the monorail extension going off to the world that would be in that direction. And then this is the original monorail that was built in the series. And this is a business, a work site connected to the monorail. I wanted to do two things that were connected to a monorail. One off to the side and one that goes over it, which is what that store over there, the mall. So yeah, one that kind of goes through a building and another one off to the side. So I wanted to have a little bit of both. I gave this a little texture as far as the like the ribbed outsides. And you go in here and you've got little aisles, like this here is the cash register. Little area here with things you buy, and then you got your staircase going up here. Little aisles where you buy stuff. Go upstairs again. And we missed the ramp. That's the other building. That's a department store. Okay, let me go back down here. The ramp to the... Where is it? Oh my! I was not paying attention. I better fix this. Yeah, this is the... walkway there, so I'm gonna have to ooh, this is hard. There's not an easy way to do that. Try to curve that way all the way up. Let's see. Yeah, so you start off with 2, but I'm gonna have to change it to where it's just a 1 right there, so that way I don't. This didn't quite turn out the way that I want it, but yeah, you come over here and you can get on the train or get off the train. We went upstairs, so we'll take the expressway down. Over here we have a restaurant with a little water thing off to the side. We got 2 ways to go in and out. This is the check-in, I don't want to say desk, but stand, I guess, you know, where they you pay for your meals and you wait to get seated. And there's a table here, there. This is a table that sits, you know, a larger party. And I got 2 of them. So there's one over here on this side, nice big window. And this has got outside seating as well. So we got a patio back here with tables as well. And then I've got this train that I made. This was pixel art, but what I did with it is I decided to extrude it into a 3-dimensional pixel art, and I did some trimming alongside with the wheels and stuff to try to give it a little bit of shape and not it be just one big solid thing. But not only that, I made that round, which you can't really see very well here. Yeah, there's our statues. Our floating gas. Maybe it's a happy ghast. This is the time before the nether. Maybe that's a happy ghast. But you see how I got it round? So, like, you know, originally it wasn't that round. And I was like thinking, do I want to round off the rest of the stuff or just kind of keep it kind of square? And I decided just to keep it square. But the little smokestack on the train, I decided to make that round. Yeah, we're almost getting to the end here. So here's the department store. Oh, I got areas for water off here to the side too. Extreme light and shadow. Alright, so I guess you could say, you know, you got 2 registers, one on each side, or one could be register, one could be customer service or returns. For shelves, I decided to do like a bottom one and an upper one. So I guess, you know, things could be, you know, in little not bins, but, you know, behind sliding doors or up on top, and, you know, same thing there. So I tried to do something a little bit different. I've got windows off to an angle. I'll try to get a different shape going with this building. And we got something back here. Shelves, okay. And then we got the staircase going up. And what happened here? There we go. So we got a similar thing going on here. Windows to look out of and see Polaris Prime in all its glory. There's the little tree park right there. And we go up. We have another floor here. You know, upper, lower shelf. And this is the top floor. Alright. Expressway down. And then we've got the Mario. Because every world's got to have a Mario, right? And Yoshi. Okay, so we're taking this road. Did you have some time to think about the faces of Minecraft? We're going to go right back there. And we're going to see if you got everything correct. Oh, I didn't go through these buildings here. Okay, so that was the town hall right there. So I wanted to have, I mentioned this before, that there are different shapes. So that was a square shape, rectangular shape, a pyramid shape, which we didn't go inside, but here it is. Nothing really much to talk about. This is like on the level with the grass, but trying to build some furniture or something. Bed, corner stuff. They got green furniture. Or this was supposed to be like a work site or something, but anyways. This is the design for the old forge on the villagers. You've got the lava that goes in there. And the furnaces typically go right here. This was that one stand there. And then you go in here and there was like a table there, and there was like a chest over there. The Star Fox sign there. We can go through here because we didn't look at any of these houses. There's that large farm with the hoe. Oh, I missed it. Church. This is the old design for the villager church. This is where the ladder would be to get up there. In this case, we just kind of have to pillar our way up. As you can see, I've got, you know, this room here, and then the top. With what should be like the altar or something going there. But, okay. and then this was going to be the butcher shop. You got the butcher thing there, and then there's like a fence with a cow and stuff back here. Can't really pull that off too well here, and it's gonna kind of interfere. So I suppose we could do this. There we go. That's kind of small, but I'm trying not to interfere with that. And you know, I suppose I could make it a little bit bigger here. There we go. That's not too bad. Okay. So I have a little bit room for a cow to graze. A little bit more room. We just have one of those little villager houses, real simple. The old style one that didn't have, it had grass for a floor. This here is just, okay, I originally said that this was like a light thing, but I know in the next version I turned it into the sort of kind of museum that showcases all 4 blocks. We've got a... This was the library. Okay, we went over that. Then we got a little walkway here with more houses. And I just kind of designed these to be pretty much the same. Just simple little cookie cutter villager houses. And this is before I started, you know, making things a little bit more... So, I mean, you can see, like, where I kind of started on some things and then how I started to get more detailed. Which was kind of the idea. That's what I was hoping to do, because my builds have not always been the greatest, but the fact that I had less to work with, I had to think about how I was building so they don't all look the same. And I think it's really helped me. This is going to be like a planter. The idea is to have grass and stuff and flowers. That's what that is. So we got another one of our stone trees there. Didn't go over this. This is, I was going to make a pyramid, and then I decided to just use the frame, because in order to make the pyramid, what I did is I created the center stem, went as far as possible, and then created a staircase going down in all 4 directions. And then I created a square, and then I started, you know, filling in, you know, like this, going all the way around. So, but I thought, hey, maybe it would be neat to just have the skeleton frame of a pyramid as a, you know, like a piece of art. Then I made a smaller pyramid over here. More of the little villager houses, which kind of links up over here to the original neighborhood with the well and the windmill, the apple. And where's our faces of Minecraft? Are they on the other side? Yeah, they're over there. So I don't think there's any way inside this pyramid here. So hope you're liking everything so far. All right, so let's see if you got them right. Over there's the villager with the long nose, the creeper. All right, you all should have known this one, right? The creeper. That there is the skeleton. This here is the Enderman. To think that, think about the eyeballs being that center, where you have on the left side and the right side the pupil. Those are the pupils of the eyes. So can you kind of see it now? The whites of the eyes, or the purples of the eyes, is what you see behind it, the sky, and then the pupils are the little. So yeah, that's the Enderman. That's Steve. That's a cow. These two may be a little hard to figure out. That's a pig. That's a sheep. And that's a zombie. So there you go. There's the faces of Minecraft. All right, so we got one more thing to go over. And that was that inverted pyramid. If you remember, that we looked at. I said we were going to do that last. So let's go ahead and head over there. While we're on the way, I hope you'll subscribe and check out the series. I have done a lot of Minecraft. I just don't have it on this channel. I do have other channels where I've been moving footage around and stuff. So you'll see a lot of Minecraft that I've done over on Killer TV, which I'm in the process of moving that Minecraft footage over to Killer Games. They're full Let's Plays. And for time's sakes, not too many people want to watch full Let's Plays, so I'm moving over those over there. And then I'm going to be making shorter versions and bringing them over here. But right now, this is my passion project. It's been taking a lot of time for me to work on this, and it's part of my forever world, like I said. All right, so we got 4 ways to go in here, and there's a hallway going each way. Oh, I forgot one of the most important things in regards to the moat. These are 2-bedroom apartments, and they're all the same. Some of them are in reverse, but you walk inside here and you've got your couch and a place for the TV, and this is the kitchen area, a little refrigerator, counter space. Then you got 2 bedrooms, one here, which has got a bed and a closet, and this is the bathroom here. This is the shower, toilet there, and same thing, just in reverse over here. So they're all the same. Now, then you got a window here going out to the void, so you can just take a look. And then you can walk out. Now, this apartment complex, this is a 256 by 256 block world. This underground cavern covers the entire map. The entire map. No, I did not do it by hand. I used MC Edit. If I had done this by hand, it would have taken me years to do. And there's a lot of work that I want to do, and so I want to best use my time, and digging this all out by hand is just ridiculous. But at first I had just a little bit of an area, and I just thought, you know what, it would be more impressive if this whole thing was turned into an underground apartment complex. And so that's what I did. Now, if I were to come back in here and decorate it and put beds and stuff in here, oh my goodness, just the work of that alone would take time. And let's not even talk about, you know, getting different types of blocks and trying to do highlights. There must be like 100 or so apartments. Because the thing is that this is not the only level. There's another level. It goes down. And then you've got, you know, a whole another level of apartments. And then guess what? You go downstairs again. And a whole nother set of apartments. For a moment, I thought that was a zombie. But yeah, so there's 3 levels. But let's go up here. Yeah, and no joke, it really does. It really does go and connect all throughout. What did I do here? This looks a little bizarre. I'm not sure. I think maybe I was trying to do arches or something. And then this like right here. Okay, I need to fix this here. This is supposed to be, you know, like an area where you've got vending machines and stuff. Okay, you know, and then you got your apartments on this side and on that side. You can see there's a window all the way over on the other side there. Oh, and I don't have the stairs going down on both sides or all 4 sides because it was getting a little tiring trying to do this. And oh my goodness, I'm like lost. I don't know which way is out. I could hit R and spawn my way out, which I think the way out is over here. Oh, I got, so yeah, all on this side I do have stairs. I just didn't do it over there. That's dark. So I don't have a window on the other side down there. Here's another thing too. Imagine having to light all of this up. So you can see why I used MC Edit, because there's going to be plenty of manual work to actually do later on. Because obviously I'm going to want to light it. It's going to be way too dark. More stairs. Once again, I thought it was a zombie. That kind of freaked me out. And more stairs. Okay, so I was wrong. The way out is not over here. There's an observation area, which I am not. It's along one of these sides. And it's not this one. It might be on this other side over here. See, I wasn't kidding. I mean, this goes all the way from one end to the other. Yeah, this might be the one. Yeah, because I don't have anything along the wall here, so I think this is the observation area. Maybe. Okay, this here is blocked. The hell? What happened here? This is supposed to be a staircase. What happened? Where is my staircase? What happened? Oh my goodness. Maybe this was meant to be... okay. I think when I was copying, this is part of the staircase that was supposed to connect to that one tunnel that went to the cube. Remember that? And, well, there's no connection for this anywhere, so... yeah, so we don't have anything. So I guess we'll turn this into a hallway. A hallway to a dead end. The corridor. This would be a scary dungeon, wouldn't it? This is what I was looking for. So this here is an observation deck to the void. There's two. And one of the bridges is sitting right here, right above us. And so the moat drains off down on one side and on the other side. So let's see if I can bring myself down here. I don't know if this is it here. I don't think this is it. No, it's not here. Let's see if this is it. With the arch. I don't think so, because I think this goes underneath the bridge. No, yeah, it goes underneath the bridge. Nope, this goes underneath. Okay, that's the arch. It's not that one. How about over here? Does this go underneath the bridge too? I'm looking for it. I think it's over on this side. Yeah, it's over here. I believe this is it. So yeah, I was going to fill this up with water where it goes all the way around and then it drains out to the void down there. And what is that? Huh. Okay. I think I had this here. This was meant to be a 3x3 thing of water going all the way down, but I may have this here so that way the water doesn't come in. That could be what I was doing. I can sort of kind of fix this by bringing this out like this, taking this out. There we go. And I'll just do the same thing here. There we go. And the other thing here, if I can get to the right spot, there was that cube. Where's the cube at? Oh, this is not the cube. That's ET though, with all the humans all trapped down there. And yeah, it's over here. Killer cubes. When I started, the signs were a little easier to read. Imagine this thing being lit up at night with the torches on all of these little blocks. Okay, there's our plus trees. Alright, so I was showing you this, right? The little cave thing that goes down, it connects up to the cube with the workplaces. But then I said there was a downstairs, and this links up with the apartments. Well, this is a corridor that will link up with the other hallways. I think this is one right here. So with the apartments and stuff. So when I was copying and stuff, I just wound up copying the same little thing and another area with stairs that actually did not go anywhere. So that's what that was. Make our way out of here. Okay, well, I think I covered everything. This is the first world, Polaris Prime. It is pretty much as filled as I want it. And so now I need to work on World 2, which I have done some work on World 2, and you folks have seen it on the Polyworld Forever series. But I need to actually go, and World 2 is supposed to be a clone of this one with minor differences. Like, for example, the name will be changed. It has a spawn 3 marker, but then everything is turned to stone. And the reason why everything turns to stone is because there's only one block ID in here, and that's the cobblestone. This grass is just whatever's on this layer is just grass. You only got one block to place, and that is the cobblestone. So when you take this into the next version, ID number 1 is stone, and so everything turns to stone. All of your cobblestone turns to stone. All this grass turns to stone. It's a stone world. Now, if you generate a new world, you get the new terrain generation and everything, which that is the world. That's my World 3 that I'll be working on. But yeah, so instead of redoing the whole map, I just redecorated. So it's a clone of this map. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tour. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'm looking forward to showing you the second map when we get there, and how I use the new blocks to help decorate and spice things up, and the copy version, the clone version of this. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a killer awesome day.